Eternal Guardians. Chapter 4. The Inferno of the Maelstrom Nebula.
The Silverclaw hurtled through the void, its destination set for the Maelstrom Nebula, a turbulent region of space known for its fiery storms and gravitational anomalies. The crew worked tirelessly, preparing for what was sure to be their most dangerous mission yet, retrieving the Silverclaw, the second of the Celestial Trinity. Captain Lyra Sunscratch stood on the bridge, her emerald eyes locked on the swirling vortex ahead. The nebula loomed like a living inferno, its fiery tendrils reaching into the darkness of space. The lunar fang sat in its containment field, its glow pulsing steadily, almost as if it sensed the proximity of its counterpart. Scanners are struggling to penetrate the nebula's core. Tess Nightsong reported from her station. "We're flying blind in there." Jack Swiftpaw smirked, his golden fur catching the dim light. "Flying blind is my specialty." Core Stonefang, standing by the weapons console, growled, "Let's hope your specialty doesn't get us all killed." Lyra's tail flicked with irritation. "Enough. Focus. We're not here to bicker. We're here to win." The Silverclaw plunged into the nebula, its shields straining against the intense heat and radiation. The ship jolted violently as gravitational waves battered its hull. Jax gripped the controls with steady paws, maneuvering the vessel through the chaotic currents. "Keep us steady, Jax," Lyra ordered, her voice calm but firm. "Tess, track any energy signatures that match the artifact." "I'm trying," Tess said, her claws flying over the console. "But the interference is off the charts." Suddenly, a loud alarm blared across the bridge. "Unidentified vessels on our tail," Core barked, his eyes narrowing. "Looks like Zeyra found us again." The view screen flickered, revealing Zeyra Redfang's ship, the Nightshade, emerging from the nebula's fiery tendrils. Flanked by two smaller attack crafts, it began firing plasma bolts at the Silverclaw. "Evasive maneuvers," Lyra shouted. "Core, return fire!" The Silverclaw weaved through the nebula's chaotic storms, dodging plasma blasts while firing back with its cannons. The smaller attack crafts darted in and out of the chaos, peppering the ship with laser fire. "This is a waste of time," Jax growled. "We'll never reach the artifact if we're stuck in a dogfight." Lyra's mind raced. They couldn't afford to lose Zeyra now, not when they were so close. "Tess, can you create a decoy signal?" Tess' ears perked up. "I can rig a pulse to mimic our energy signature. It won't last long, but it might buy us time." "Do it," Lyra commanded. "Jax, as soon as the decoy's ready, take us into the storm." Tess activated the decoy, sending a pulse of energy into the nebula. The Nightshade and its escorts hesitated, their weapons momentarily ceasing fire. Lyra barked. Jax pushed the engines to maximum, propelling the Silverclaw deeper into the nebula. The fiery tendrils grew more intense, and the ship's hull groaned under the pressure. "I've got something," Tess exclaimed. "A massive energy signature dead ahead. It matches the Silverclaw." Lyra's heart raced. "Jax, take us in. Everyone else, gear up." The Silverclaw broke through the storm, emerging into a calm pocket of space at the nebula's core. Before them stood a massive structure, an ancient Celestine station, its surface glowing with molten patterns. At its center was a pedestal, atop which rested the Silverclaw, a crystalline artifact radiating fiery energy. "Scans show intense thermal activity," Tess warned. "That station's barely holding together." "We don't have a choice," Lyra said, strapping on her gear. "Core, Jax, you're with me. Tess, stay on the ship and monitor our status." The landing party descended onto the station, their boots clanging against the scorching metal. The air shimmered with heat, and the ground beneath them glowed faintly. "Keep moving," Lyra said, leading the way. "The artifact's just ahead." As they approached the pedestal, the Silverclaw's glow intensified, its fiery energy pulsating like a heartbeat. Lyra reached out cautiously, but as her paw neared the artifact, the station trembled violently. "What now?" Jax muttered, drawing his blaster. The ground split open, and from the molten depths emerged a massive guardian, an ancient Celestine construct made of magma and metal. Its feline form towered over them, its molten eyes glowing with menace. "Hostile detected," Core growled, raising his plasma rifle. "Fall back!" Lyra shouted, firing at the construct. The plasma bolt struck its molten body but had little effect. "We can't fight that thing!" Jax yelled, dodging a swipe from the construct's fiery claws. Lyra's mind raced. The construct wasn't just a guardian. It was connected to the artifact. If they wanted the Silverclaw, they had to find a way to neutralize it. "Tess, we need a solution," Lyra shouted into her comm. Tess' voice crackled through the comms. The construct is drawing energy from the station. If you can disrupt the power conduits, it should weaken it. Got it, Lyra said. Cord, Jax, cover me. Lyra sprinted toward the glowing conduits lining the walls of the chamber. She fired her plasma pistol at the first conduit, causing it to explode in a shower of sparks. The construct roared, its movements slowing. 2 more to go, Tess said. Lyra destroyed the second conduit, but the station's instability grew worse. Molten metal dripped from the ceiling, and the ground trembled beneath their paws. Make it quick, Jax yelled, firing at the construct to keep it distracted. Lyra targeted the final conduit, her heart pounding. With a well-aimed shot, the conduit exploded, and the construct let out a deafening roar before collapsing into a pool of molten metal. The station shuddered violently as the Solarclaw's glow intensified, its energy destabilizing the structure. Grab it and go, Kor shouted. Lyra snatched the Solarclaw from its pedestal, the artifact's fiery energy coursing through her. The team sprinted back to their ship as the station began to collapse around them. The Silverclaw launched from the station just as it imploded in a burst of fiery energy. The crew sat in tense silence, their breathing heavy. Status, Lyra asked, clutching the Solarclaw. Shields holding, Tess said, her voice steady. But we've got incoming. Zeyra's back. The Nightshade emerged from the storm, weapons blazing. Jax pushed the engines to their limits, weaving through the fiery tendrils of the nebula. Hold on, he shouted, diving toward the nebula's edge. The Silverclaw narrowly escaped the chaos, leaving Zeyra behind in the storm. As the ship entered open space, Lyra placed the Solarclaw beside the lunar fang. The 2 artifacts pulsed in unison, their energy resonating. 1 more to go, Lyra said, her voice firm. The Star Shard. Kor crossed his arms, and no idea where it is. Well, find it, Lyra said, her determination unwavering. Because if we don't, the Voidborn will destroy everything. The crew exchanged resolute nods as the Silverclaw charted its next course. The stakes had never been higher, but Lyra knew one thing for certain. They weren't done fighting yet.